Hi guys. So today I want to teach you how to make something so simple. Uh, it's something that some of us struggle to make them. I'll teach you one of the versions that I use on how to make pancakes. I know us here in Kenya we've refused that there's a difference between pancakes and crepes, but there is. Uh, the simplest difference that I find is pancakes are fluffier, while the crepes, they're the thin version. And one of the things that makes pancakes fluffier is definitely the raising agent, that is the baking powder, baking soda, or maybe using the self-raising flour. There are different ways of making pancakes. That is, of course, determined by the ingredients that you use. So today I'm showing you one of the ways, and as we carry on, I'll be making videos to show you the different types that I do make from my house, and maybe you can try them this festive season. You don't have to have bread all the time for breakfast. You can turn it up a little bit. So I'll go straight to show you the ingredients that I have today. So these are the ingredients that I have. These are 3 cups of flour, just normal flour. I didn't have self-raising, but normally I love using self-raising either for the crepes or the pancakes. There's just something about self-raising, and especially with self-raising, now when you add just a little bit of the raising agent, they just get so fluffy, especially if you want them, as fluffy as I do. But still, we're going to try and make them because you may not have a self-raising all the time and you say you want to have some fluffy pancakes. So this is the cup that I used to measure my flour. So 3 cups of this. Then this is the baking powder that is inside here. This is like 2 teaspoons. Yeah. Then of course the oil that we're going to use for frying. Then today we are making the cinnamon flavor, so we'll be using some cinnamon powder. Then some salt. This is like 1 teaspoon. I know you're wondering, salt in pancakes, how? But there's just something about salt when you add some salt to your pastries, especially pancakes. Even I also add some salt in mandazis. It's this a kind of taste, a different taste, that with a twist, right? Just try it and you're going to tell me how that goes. Then some 2 eggs, beaten eggs, some sugar, water. I know you might be wondering, water instead of milk. You can use milk if you don't have the next ingredient that I'm going to show you, which is the creamer. Yes, I happen to have a good supply of milk, so I usually store my cream. So instead of using milk, I just use the cream. So I'll just use the water to mix all it up. So those are my ingredients, and of course my mixing bowl and a spoon. And then when it comes to mixing, you can use whatever you prefer, whatever is easy on your hand. If you have an electrical hand mixer, that is just perfect. It's going to make everything easy for you. If you have the the hand mixer will also work for you, a spoon, and then even the local, I would call it the local hand mixer. What I call the local hand mixer is what we use, maybe you might find in most African homes. Mostly it's made for making porridge, just mixing porridge, but I find it so easy to use when making pancakes and crepes. When I mix in my flour, it's so easy for me, and it does the work faster for me, unlike even using the hand mixer. Yeah, so we just get right to it. You put in the beaten eggs. Then after the beaten eggs, you put in some sugar. Now when it comes to sugar and when it comes to sugar, you put it as much as, depends if you're a sweet tooth. After you're done mixing up everything, you can always taste your mixture and check what is not enough for you. If it's not if it's the sugar, you can always add some more and just mix it up and start frying your pancakes. So for startup, I'll just put 4 spoons of sugar. Then I'll put in the salt. The baking powder. Then some cinnamon. Cinnamon, you can put like a spoon, like maybe a teaspoon, right? And if you grew up in a African home like I did, we are so good at measuring things with our eyes. Sometimes you don't even need to really do, like, measure everything up. Like, I've really struggled to measure everything up for you guys here, because normally I just use my eyes and it ends up working. Yeah, so even cinnamon, you see, it's up to your taste. So after you've mixed everything up and you feel it's not enough, you can always add up. So after you've done that, then you beat them together. You mix it up like so. So this is the cinnamon, sugar, salt, and eggs. These were 2 eggs. I forgot to mention that. These were 2 eggs. Then the next step, you add in the cream. So note, this cream also helps to make the pancakes really fluffy, right? But let's say you don't have the cream. This is where you use water. You use milk. This is the place you use milk. And another trick to make the pancakes really, really fluffy, if in the case that you're using milk, you can, if you have some plain yogurt in the house, you can mix in some plain yogurt with the milk, mix it up, then add it. In this step that I've added the creamer, that's when you add the milk and some yogurt, and it really brings out some very fluffy pancakes, right? With that moist filling in your mouth, just melts up in your mouth, right? So you add it up like so. So next I'll add in some water. So I've just added the water and I've mixed it up just a little bit. Then I'll start adding in the flour. Since I've already measured and I know the amount of pancakes that I need to make, can always just add in all the flour. So I'll continue mixing up until it gets the consistency that I want. In case I feel it's a bit thick, I'll add in some more water, right? And in case it's too runny, I would add in some more flour. Another key thing to note when you're making fluffy pancakes the consistency should not be too runny, right? I know you get the difference when I get to make another video showing you how to make the crepes. Then you can get the difference really of the pancakes and crepes. And there's also this one that I keep using, fluffy pancakes. Yeah, you can also make pancakes that are not that fluffy and others that are extremely fluffy. You know, by fluffy what I mean is unono, yani pancake yenye ni nono but imeiva ndani and everything inside is just so moist, right? So I was trying to explain the that term fluffy. Yeah, it's hard to get more English words to explain fluffy. Right? But yeah, I hope you get what I mean. So I'm going to mix this all up to the consistency that I want. That you help to get after mixing everything up. Now we are ready to start frying up. I already have my hot pan here. Another key thing, if you have a non-stick, it's a plus, because then you won't have those meddlesome pancakes that are always sticking on the pan. So this is what I do, just scoop. You just put it on the pan and just leave it like that. So another tip, when you're doing fluffy pancakes, you don't have to spread it out on the pan. So with the scoop that you've taken, you just put it in the pan and leave it to spread it itself. That is when you want the fluffy pancakes. But now when it comes to crepes, that's when you spread it out just to make it thinner. But now with the fluffy pancakes, you leave it like so. Then after it starts bubbling it up, that's when you get to know that it's getting ready. So we wait at least for the amount of to just bubble up on top completely, then we can always turn it up. Now this is good. So just put some little oil, just a little on top, just sprinkle a little, and then we can heat it up. Voila. So really it looks like rocket science, but it's just tips here and there that will help you to just get the perfect pancake. I always love using this wooden spoon because then I don't get to mess up my non-stick pans, because now if you use the metallic one, of course you're going to scrape off the non-stick in it, and you're going now to have pancakes and your crepes and your eggs sticking up on the pan. So it's always nice to have the wooden one or the plastic one. You know, those ones that are the silicone ones that are resistant to the heat. So I'm checking the other side to see if it's ready. Yeah, and it is. So I'll take out this. That's how it looks on the other side. So I'm going to put on the next one. So now the good thing with the non-stick pan, you also don't use too much oil, because now if I had the normal pan, I would have to sprinkle some oil first on the pan. But now with the non-stick, you can just go ahead and just use very little oil on the other side. And also there are those other types, especially if you have someone that doesn't like too much oil in their crepes and their pancakes, you can always fry it up without using any oil. But now in that case, you have to put the oil on the flour when mixing up, just to get that smoothness out of your pancakes or out of your crepes. this one is ready on that side. I told you the minute you notice it started bubbling up, that's when you get to check the bottom just to see if it has colored enough the way you like them. So another tip, I think I'll make another video to show you why you're using butter to fry and also butter in your mixer. It gives it even a more brown color, because you see butter has very high smoking point, so it doesn't burn up your pancakes, right? So voila, so you can leave it as long as you want to just get the right amount of color that you want, and that's it, really simple as that, and you get very fluffy pancakes. And this is how it looks on the inside. It's cooked on the inside and very fluffy. And it's as simple as that. I hope you get to enjoy this recipe with your family, especially this festive season. Let me know what you think. Maybe if you have your own ways that you'd love me to try, let me know. See you guys. Bye.